You're listening to the Holy Spirit of Gravel podcast. Follow at Holy Spirit of Gravel on Instagram. Make sure to smash that YouTube subscribe button like you are smashing mad watts on your sad stationary bike setup.
Pas normal.
Yeah, you join, you get the kit, the brown kit.
It's kind of crazy to think, should I buy a $600 plus out the door pas normal bottom tier kit, or get an aluminum bike with a carbon fork? It's just very funny.
Yeah, I wanted a pair, and then I saw that it had the word mechanism right above the ass crack, and I was like, that's not a cool enough word for me.
Yeah, it's is this cool? I don't know. It is, but then you're just you think of just somebody random seeing you and being like, why do they have mechanism on their tight little outfit, when a cyclist sees you before they run you over, or when a driver sees you.
The other word is solitude. If it had just said normal or normal above right there above the ass, that would have been cool. Just normal.
Yeah, it's Solitude is going for the recovering incel population. I think maybe that's bigger in Europe, as a crossover, incel to gravel cyclist.
Yeah, here it's recovering sex addict. It's the opposite of an incel that becomes a gravel head, a millennial gravel head. In Europe, it's
right,
the
or
incels.
Sober dads, just
who former degenerates. Yeah.
I really love drinking athletic beer after a race,
Man. When the first time I had athletic beer, I didn't know it was an alcoholic. I was just holy shit, free beer. It said brewing on the side. I didn't know. This was a few years ago. And I drank 3 of them, and I was like, these are nice. Then I realized
more privateers aren't sponsored by athletic beer, since it's such a big sober community.
Yeah, I'm actually, today, I commented on a Dylan Johnson post that was, he won a normie race. He did that thing where he steals a bunch of normie KOMs. And the celebration was him and the female winner, pouring these steins of beer on each other. And everyone was roasting him in the comments for not even knowing what beer is. He's never had a drink or something. And I was just Dylan Johnson doesn't even drink athletic brewing.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for him. More privateers need to just go win normie races. I need a privateer to say, I'm going to win 20 shitty races this year, and then I want to follow that journey on Instagram more than a 16th to 32nd place at Unbound. It's I really don't care. I'd rather just see you having fun crushing local hitters.
Yeah, I want to see on the local hitter GoPro footage, just a normie just pass him up, and then the local hitter has to say put in text or narrate on there that was the last we saw of him or her.
I don't know. Privateers, I guess their sponsors really just want them participating in Lifetime and I don't know.
Their sponsors need them to be at races that have a high potential for natural disasters.
Yeah. I mean, or they could, cross the pond to Europe or something.
Yeah. Speaking of, it's crazy how there's just the way I put it earlier was a parallel society that's existing completely outside the paradigm of Lifetime Grand Prix and seemingly doing well. It certainly looks cool.
Yeah, it's Gravel Earth. It's is that a music festival? Is that Primavera Sound or something? It seems very vibey.
Vibey aesthetically, it looks like a boiler room show. Or NTS radio or something, these hipster media productions. It's definitely taking hints from that, from millennial, younger millennial, older Zoomer, I think. Kind of, yeah, festivals, events. I don't know. It seems cool. So there's the UCI gravel, which is all over the world. There's some in America too, but that kind of, people do it, but no one ever seemingly really talks about it. I think because it just doesn't seem cool. Gravel Earth series also is all over the world. There's some in America, now, but it's like, it's not like Lifetime where they've bought up all the races. I think it's more of like a concept, and they've just assigned themselves to some, and like you earn points or something, and then you have to go to the Trakka, I think is like you have to go to
Are
that
they
one.
actual gravel races, or are they mountain bike races that are branded as gravel, like the
No,
Lifetime?
I think it's more the opposite. I think they're more road. I think they're road and like vineyard employee service paths, I think is most of their terrain. And like dirty, like cobbles, but they're dirty. And like irrigation ditches. I mean, this is Europe. Most of their roads are paved. You know, they're just not as, um, they don't have the dead space that North
Minimal
America has.
maintenance vineyard roads.
Yeah. We're gonna have to bring the acronym. There's MMRs, and then there's MMVRs, minimal maintenance vineyard. So so speaking of this being a parallel society that exists without any input of like a Dylan Johnson or someone like him, you know, the Hills Gravel was last Saturday, which was the 29th. So and I'm someone that's plugged in, right? Like I have to be for all this, but I only knew about this race like a couple days before. I was just seeing it on my feed here and there, and then I was out late Friday night, and then I can't go to sleep, and I'm just on my phone till it dies, just getting clued in, and then later locked into the Hills Gravel that was going on. I was like on the website. The website's like really well put together. Was on the Instagram. All the clips were very aesthetic, very vibey. They were like really promoting the post race party, which had like a DJ lineup, and like none of it was like mainstream music, right? It's all like they all had little samples of the kind of music, and like Lachlan Morton was DJing the first set, and they had his picture, and it was just like ambient nature sounds, and then the other DJs were like house and techno and whatever. But
Dude, I
yeah,
heard Lachlan's gonna drop a race to focus on like a couple of DJ sets in America. I heard that's sort of like the future of his career in gravel, FKTs and DJ sets.
man, I wonder which race would be the most appropriate for like a techno DJ set. That's where Europe kind of has a beat, because here it's like country music, you know, it's cool, country music that's like on brand. And then you have the Mid South, which is like, you know, like Black Keys type music or something. That whole genre of indie. Like the kind of indie music that like your boomer dad will still like. You know, no like indie splees aesthetics, I don't think. That's the impression I get anyway.
Yeah, it's like the gravel pods that are like, we're just a couple of dudes drinking some beer and we like talking bikes, you know, and it's some weird twang of a local band, and you're like, is this good music, or I don't know, probably not. But it's just funny, like you say that this Gravel Earth series is so vibey, but basically every race organizer in America makes their logos and branding in Canva or something, and it's just like very funny to see the juxtaposition of what seems like a pretty cool event, but then it goes back to like, wait, do normies like ride in these things, or is this like a professional thing? Like, do you
Yeah,
know?
so that's the other thing too. I even asked that on the account. I was like, are there normies there? Because the social media for Graveler series and for the Hills and for, you know, it's like aggregated in such a way that you don't even really know who's putting it out because everyone's tagged and everything. There was no indication, at least early on, that there was any normies there, which is quite different from like a race, for example, that I was at 2 weekends ago, Rattlesnake, which was like reposting everything and was like very like normie centric, I would say. And this one was not that. There was nothing reposted from any normies. There was like no like, you know, like, oh yeah, the pros went off and look at all these dads waving that like started half an hour later after the pro wave. None of that. You know, you have no, it just doesn't. And then people were telling me, yeah, there were a bunch of normies there and they had a great time. And someone told me that, yeah, they were really good about getting out of our way on those narrow vineyard roads. But you would have no idea. It's just very different branding. Like, and it's very deliberate too. And I don't even know that I hate it. It looks cool. It makes me want to go, you know.
So you're
You have
saying
to
that in Europe, there's no discussion about mass starts and how they can preserve the spirit of gravel. Like that's not the spirit of gravel isn't under attack in Europe. It's I don't know. It's still an inclusive event or something.
Yeah, I don't think that it seems to me, I'm not on the ground over there, not yet anyway. Maybe that'll come later, but it just seems to me that it's this understood production of like, it's about the pros. You guys pay however much. I didn't really see a registration on the website, but maybe that had just already been closed or something, I guess. But and there was a post later that said, I guess this was the first year the race had gone on, and it said 1,000 people had registered. So yeah, there were normies there. They paid however much. I don't know. But
Dude,
it just
can
seems
you
to be an
imagine?
understood thing that it's like, it's not going to be about you maybe. Or like, I mean, you have the fine experience and it is, but yeah, there's no like spirit of gravel philosophizing going on. It's just like, here's the new thing and you're going to sign up and you're going to do it. And if not, you do like the Strada Bianchi Gran Fondo or something, and you'd be happy that you do that. But this is also an option. But I mean, people seem to be hyped on it over there, I guess. And I don't know that these things even existed like 4 or 5 years ago, but they do now. And I don't know if they're riding wide tires. I don't know if they're doing that in Europe, that they're doing here. They might be slower to adopt that.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't.
remember in college, this girl who studied abroad, she was like very fit, went on runs, and she said she studied in France and went on a run, and the people sitting at cafes all made fun of her. Like, so I've always had this image of like, I don't know, Europeans and fitness culture, like, but then with cycling, Europeans are obviously roadies and don't ride wide tires. So it's like, do you think gravel specific cyclists like get bullied or something? Like they're on a tier below the roadie heads in Europe?
I think maybe like a few years ago, yeah, but I think now it's clear that this is here to stay. It's obviously evolving, but I think it's here to stay, and it's now like the viable alternative career path, I guess you could say. And I mean, it feels, some of it, at least looking from the outside in, feels very World Tour coded. Like the posting, the style, like the finish line, there was like barriers, and it seemed like people were banging on them, and there was flares and stuff. Like it all seemed cool, like I'm not even saying it's like lame. It's not. It seems cool. I was trying to like decode, I guess, like who everyone was in this mix. So like there's Mattia De Marchi, who I think he got like 4th or 5th or 6th at Unbound, this last Unbound. Like his name was up there. And he's an ex World Tour guy. And I think he was the organizer for this race, or the founder. I'm not sure. I think like probably late 30s age, World Tour retiree to gravel pivot. I think he's one of those. What I did notice about him is that he is pas normal, but he wears his own shirt. It's like blue. He doesn't wear the brown one. That's just a side note. But the winner of the race was an American, actually, on the women's side, Morgan Aguirre. And apparently she did the last 50 kilometers with no cleat on one of her shoes. I saw that on Instagram. It like had
Crazy.
come off or something. It was like a really muddy race. That was like the theme of it. Not dissimilar to East Texas Showdown this past weekend, which was also a really hard, muddy bikepacking race. This was a hard, muddy Euro gravel race. It was like 100 miles.
Yeah, I wonder,
like 110
when
miles.
a privateer is going to do like one of those adventure core races just to like, make a video and something. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing a longer challenge that isn't Ted King and Chase Wark. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess they did that for charity, so I can't make fun of it. But I don't know. Just, I guess people doing different stuff is like interesting to us, I think.
There was that race in Colombia, Transcordilleras. that was a bike packing race. Again, like I only could keep up with it on Instagram. Like I didn't really see any videos of it. If there was, I missed them somehow. But that Polvu account I showed you on Instagram that translates everything in Spanish. Yeah, that actually that is a news source, but it's just kind of funny the way that they put like the posting with the two languages, which is nothing bad about that. But yeah, the Polvu account just kind of came out of nowhere and is like the gravel news. I don't know. In
Yeah,
the
America
Velo
needs a
news,
Polvu. Yeah.
I mean, we had it, Betsy Welsh, and we saw what happened there. But
Dude,
yeah,
can you imagine if Lachlan Morton did a DJ set at the Sea Otter Expo? How many gravel dads would just come up to take a selfie? Like, I think it would break 500, like, people just being like, hey, man, can I get a picture? I love your YouTubes, man.
yeah. But then like walking away immediately, like not wanting to be around that music for more than like 90 seconds or something, like not
Hey,
appreciating what it
man,
actually is.
I really just want you to know that even though there was a film crew with you, I still consider it unassisted. Like,
Yeah.
what you did was really cool, man. I want you to know.
Yeah, that's so American. The speaking of the Polvu account, that's where I saw the post of the men's winner, Toby Perry, a Brit. I felt like the story there was like I kept seeing posts about him talking about how fucking hard it was. It was like really hilly, so it was 110 miles or like 180 kilometers, which I think is around 110 miles, and like 7,000 feet elevation, all in like rolling hills on narrow roads. I mean, I would have like once thing. This is always a thing with gravel. Like I would have loved to get a sense of what that was like over a period of time. You just see Instagram clips of them passing a corner. Yeah, in Italy. So this race was at the looks like it was kind of between Venice, like north of Venice, but south of the Alps. So I guess in the foothills of the Italian Alps, northeast Italy. Yeah, so it was really hard. It was cold, but this guy's Polvu page, it was I guess this guy is a race promoter, Gérard Freixes. I'm not sure to pronounce it, but yeah, he like said that this guy crashes a lot. The male winner, Toby Perry, he crashes a lot and doesn't finish most of his races, but he does win the one he finishes. And I actually know and remember this guy from that Unbound video that came out a few months ago about the classified team. And the classified team, did I tell you about what the classified hub is?
Classified sounds like something on a Pond Normal jersey.
Even that would be a better word than mechanism or solitude. Yeah, so like the classified team does sound like a skateboard, like something like a 90s skate video. Like, did you see that classified video at Unbound? Like that's what it reminds me of. But yeah, no, so it's like this internal rear hub. So it basically takes the front derailleur and puts it in your rear hub, so you only run a one by up front, and the internal shifting of the one by happens like inside your rear hub for your rear set of like cassette. Anyway, so they're actually kind of an interesting team because what they're not just promoting a bike brand, they're promoting this technology that can go on any bike, presumably. That their Unbound video is really good. Like, I mean, I really liked it. It was something different coming out of like, it was more interesting than a race recap and different to like the lifetime videos that they put out. Do you think that they play the national anthem at Euro gravel races? The Italian national anthem, the Austrian national anthem, the Dutch national anthem, the Belgian national anthem. Surely that's just an American thing to play the national anthem for like 400 normie gravel dads.
Yeah, it's like in America they have to play the national anthem so that the rural communities are like, okay, these guys are cool.
Because do they play the Italian? I mean that like there's some good like the French anthem is like iconic. La Marseillaise, like the Italian one is good too. Spain has a good national anthem. Like I wouldn't be bothered hearing them, but also I don't know that that's in the culture there.
Do Do European privateers also like emotionally complain after every race and with long Instagram captions?
Theirs do seem to be shorter. I have noticed. Like they do seem to be a little less emotive, I think. So it was interesting. There something that was cool about this race was that one of these accounts, again, it's kind of confusing because everything is tagged and then cross-tagged, and I don't know what I'm looking at necessarily, but there's like the Hills account, and then there's the Graveler series account, and then there's these like Euro-centered news accounts like that Polvu. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if I've shown you this one, but Fantasy Gravel, that's like a whole other account. I mean, and they're all like really like coherent and like well branded, which I appreciate. But
do you know if the Gravel Earth series makes a promise to its fans to upload a long video within 24
48 hours
of each race?
They do it within 24 hours. No, but their stories that they post in the moment are definitely like processed through something because they look really good. And they've AI removed all the normies from them.
Yeah.
No, there was this like what do you call it in Instagram? I can't remember. It was like some kind of like channel or something. It was like join this channel for live updates. Or what was this? These other accounts, Radio Gravel, hashtag the Hills. I don't know what you call this, a channel? It was just like this chat you could join and they were just updating about the race. Like Toby Perry is now solo at the front. 30 seconds behind him is Samuel Zoccarato, Italian Gravel, Jasper Okalone chasing behind. Like it was updating the women. Morgan Aguita just passed feed zone 300, riding solo. Yeah, and there was like a bunch of people in it, I guess. There was me and like 16 other people in this, I think.
I mean, if they were in America, they'd just have like some local teenager on a four-wheeler, like with their iPhone and a power block, just going live, and people commenting like, go Chad Haga, go Dylan. Yeah. Let's go, Dylan.
Yeah. No, exactly. Sophia's gonna crush this, just like. Dude, do you remember last year when which race was it? I guess the Rad, I think it was the Rad when they were doing their, Instagram story coverage or like the Instagram live function coverage. And they were in the ATV next to one of like the men's lead group or the men's chase group. And like the guy's commentating, just like talking into his phone, right? Commentating on the race, like that's their format of it. And one of the guys in the group, I can't remember who, but one of the guys like asked him, "What's the like what time? Like what's the whatever information he was asking him, like how much they were behind or ahead or whatever to the next group." And the guy that was doing the coverage was like, "Can't tell you that, guys." Like it was somehow this invented rule or something like that. He was just like said it was just the value in that moment was like, you know what, I'm not gonna tell you. And they were all pissed at him, and it was like on the feed. It was very, very funny. Just like it's like you could only get that information at like your aid station. It was just a made up rule, but like I don't know why that amused me so much. But they're just asking this guy that's like giving coverage to like 45 people, me being one of them. He's like, sorry, can't tell you that. Like Gravel is so funny.
The spirit of Gravel, yeah. Just limited information, no radios, no team support, unless it's like your girlfriend who like is also cheating on you, like waiting for you at a feed zone or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard out here for privateers, apparently.
A Trek driftless boy and a hit squad girl. They found love in a hopeless place.
I mean, I don't know. So what's the Gravel Earth in America? Which race is that one? Is it the one like in Oregon, like a stage race?
Yeah, there's like the stage race in Oregon. Graveler series. The one I really want to do is the one in Mexico, Gravel Mexico. I've like DM'd them, without like it's not really important, but I have like family ties to the area that race is going on in, so I really want to go. The big one that I've known about for a few years is the Migration Gravel race. That seems really cool. I've watched a lot of media about that through the years. The stage race. in Kenya. Lost and Found in June in California. I don't know that I've heard of that one. Oh, the Trakka's already going to be Trakka's before
Dude,
Unbound. I think I knew that. The Rift. Oh
Lost
yeah,
and
the one in.
Found is Jamie XX headlining Lost and Found.
Is that the name of like a festival or something?
I mean, they all sound. I mean, great
They all.
names. All as great as the Rad, but like it's
Dude, Justice for the Rad. The Rift, which is like the one in Iceland, that one's been around for a while. That one's famous. Rebecca's Private Idaho. That's like a really cool one that I've always been intrigued by for like years.
Yeah, all the content that comes out as Private Idaho is like just like, wow, maybe I do love writing.
Oh, Gravel World is in the Gravel Earth series.
That's
I
exciting.
didn't know that.
Is that Nebraska? Right?
Yeah, it's the Nebraska one, the one that had the best coverage. Better coverage than like Indy Car League has for like their races.
Hopefully there's just more stuff to follow. I think the flaws with Lifetime are, it's everyone still loves it, but it just opens up discourse. But I think people just want more gravel on the calendar. And
I think
just,
more gravel.
If you're interested in privateer culture, you just want kind of more content and, like you're not.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like so anything that has like coverage that has a storyline that is writer focused and maybe not what Lifetime is doing with their sort of the Drive to Survive model, which I think is kind of dated, to be honest. Like I just, I don't know that it's really relevant the way that it used to be. That style of storytelling. Even the Gravel Earth series website is cool. It's like the mouse is like inverting the colors as you go over every bit of text. Just like little things like that. It's like our whole philosophy of like we can't convince anyone to do gravel by like starting a weekend ride and a club and a team. It's like we just talk about it to our friends and then they all want to do it because it seems cool. Post pictures, live the life, come back from a weekend at Rattlesnake and talk about it and people are like, yeah, I want to do that next year. It's just like I think Gravel Earth series is doing that pretty well.
Do you think that in Europe everybody is as good as a local hitter? Like that's like the baseline fitness for all Europeans who do gravel?
I do feel like my subconscious or something does assume that, and I'm not someone that's a stranger to Europe. It's like again, this isn't like about my backstory, but I have spent considerable amount of time in Europe through my like post-college years. And yeah, it does seem that way. I mean, like that is what you assume, and maybe especially as an American, that's what you assume.
Man, it's really a shame. I can't get over the Lachlan Morton DJ set, by the way. I'm just going to keep talking about it. But it's a shame that the, World Tour Pro Meltdown to gravel to DJ path wasn't open when Taylor Finney, moved on. A real shame.
Yeah. I think his branding right now, though, I think it's might have been just as well that he missed it. Pawn Normal.
It's a great meme, personally, but it's also no one's recognized my Pawn Normal hat yet. So like, nobody would. I feel like people would comment on the Pawn Normal T-shirt before the Pawn Normal T-shirt.
Absolutely.
Like, is there a new bakery?
Bakery? Yeah. That's what people would be asking for sure.
Do you know if they use locally milled flour? That looks like a really cool and vibey bread club that you are representing.
Just as Solitude on the back of the shirt, or like I don't know.
Well, I guess we can tease our upcoming episode, our Lifetime Grand
Which
Prix.
one is the upcoming? Lifetime Grand Prix.
Mega.
Well, when is Sea Otter? We keep asking ourselves this. Oh wait, I just typed in Sea Otter and it sent me a picture of a sea otter. Sea Otter. Remember, for Sea Otter, it's not the mountain bike race this year. They switched it to the gravel race.
Can you do just a live audit of how good the Lifetime Grand Prix website is, just real quick? Just talk us through what you're seeing, what information is easy to get, and then
Lifetime Grand Prix.
I don't know, just back to just wanting to follow things more closely without maybe people like watching like thousands
I
of
mean,
Instagram
it's not as
stories.
vibey as Gravel Earth series website, I'll tell you that much. But Gravel Earth, I still don't really know what the Gravel, yeah, event ranking rules. Uh, oh, the Gravel Earth series,
It,
yeah, there is a ranking for it, and the person who's winning right now is a guy from the Philippines, Christian Timbang, and then women, a woman from Thailand. I don't recognize any of these names.
Man, privateers really don't make money when Valtteri Bottas like hasn't joined Gravel Earth, and instead he's just like the third driver
The
at
third driver
Mercedes.
for Mercedes, yep. I really thought for a minute there, it did seem like he was gonna do like the beyond sort of like the mainstream sport. Like I'm gonna leave it behind. I mean, he got dropped from that stake team, like the Sauber team, but then it's like, you know what? I'm doing my own thing now.
Dude, he
Being
made
like,
the error of throwing his own race and just being like, yeah, I don't know, it's a lot of work. I should just ride my bike by myself, you know.
I can't believe his Ride Finland race isn't in the Graveler series, but maybe that's because it's like SBT associated or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure the points of this because there's a lot of Filipino and like some Thai people that are in the top of yeah, I guess because of the early races, Graveler, I don't know. Oh, there's this Dubao Prevost. That's PFP's younger sister or something. Okay, I'm starting to see names I recognize. Um,
Dude, the
okay.
Lifetime Grand Prix website, first of all, wow, where'd the Mazda logos go? But it's very like Squarespace core meets
Oh yeah. No,
like like
absolutely.
like Tour of Colorado era like cycling or something. Like I don't even know. Like
It's
it's very,
neither okay.
very just the juxtaposition between like what you're talking about in Europe versus this is like interesting. Like
Also, like
who
the
is it?
rules are presented in a way that it's funny because it's like you and I are supposed to care about the rules as well, right? Because we're supposed to be following this. But it is just like posted in the same way that a high school track meets rules would be. I don't know how it's just funny to me. The U23 program is just another link. 2020. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, this
the
website is
rules
not
of
sexy by any stretch.
the U23 are like only, or even what's the wild card or something. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, then there's the wild card.
America doesn't want rules. That's why like the last 2 minutes of an NBA game are so awful. You know, just like, am I really watching the enforcement of rules? Anyways,
Oh yeah, that's why like I haven't been able to watch NFL in years and years because it's just been so nerfed with rules. I mean, I don't even know that I really, really cared about it beyond just like that's what my family watched, but I would watch it. And now it's like absolutely no, I have no idea what's going on ever once like you get to like the last 2 minutes or it's overtime. God knows what's going on.
the only like rule news is like a team was wearing a very stupid helmet and they didn't allow them to wear it because it was so stupid.
That and you can't celebrate now when your teammate wins because you might cause a crash
Yeah.
is like the other rule. I don't think either website does great on explaining what they actually are, but Gravel Earth series wins on vibes, that's for sure. Um,
I guess you should just take it up with Gérard Freixes, the Kino of the Gravel Earth series.
Kimo.
Kimo.
Yeah,
Do you think he rides around in a helicopter too and like narrates like
absolutely
um
not. He was probably drinking prosecco at the finish line or something, just waiting for them to roll in. That was the other like the Hills gravel was in the prosecco, you know, highlands, lowlands. So that's also why every road that I saw, every picture I saw was in a vineyard.
do you know if Pedal Mafia is based in Italy?
The good pedal mafia reference.
Do they allow you to wear Pedal Mafia in Europe?
I haven't seen a good pedal mafia display in like a minute. I do have one pedal mafia jersey. It's like the what do you call like the weather radar picture or whatever.
Yeah, like
But I
Pedal
haven't seen
Mafia, it's like as a gravel dad, you're just like, I don't know. I look a little bit too like weekend warrior dad in this sometimes, you know. It's like just a very funny like Pedal Mafia heads are just like their own like phylum of people.
You mean you don't want the Aston Martin, the F1 Aston Martin X Pedal Mafia collab jersey?
I mean, when it drops to like $22 for some reason, like the Pedal Mafia's Whiff jersey and like socks and stuff, I think that was like in my cart, and then I don't even know. Just it's funny their collabs for.
Yeah, they don't have mechanism on the back of any of their bibs. The range in Canada, where is this? Oh, this website, now it's just not loading for me at all. Okay. Okay, this website might have too many like Flash artifacts or something to, okay, now it's loaded. Man, I haven't had a website load this slow since like 2012.
Man, are there any like UAE Gravel Earth events or
No, I think they
Middle Eastern?
UAE. I thought you said UCI.
Oh yeah. Same thing. I don't even know.
Oh, there is a Finland race. No, they're all European. No. That's okay. So the first one was in the Philippines. Then there was Santoval, which was the Girona one. All the Girona heads were there. It was like the pre-season. Then there was one in Costa Rica. Okay. And then the hills. I mean, the crazy thing is, had I like gone to sleep early Friday night, I would not have known really that the hills happened or was happening. And then I didn't even see, I kept asking through my stories, I was like, wait, is Lachlan Morton really DJing? Because no one had posted anything. And then like the next day, people were posting stuff. I guess all their phones had died or something that night. I don't know. But I'm like, I can't imagine, like that race did look brutal. I mean, regardless of how hard the terrain is on a good day, you know, riding in like, I mean, they were like covered in mud. Like someone's getting giardia from that. I don't know. I mean, it like
Dude,
their
do you
eyes
think
were
that
all bloodshot.
do you think the EF Education First Easy Post, whatever their name is, YouTube channel is going to upload a 30-minute video about Lachlan preparing for his DJ sets and like executing it, and there'd be like him shirtless in just his like bibs, or you know, just like looking gaunt, drinking Oatly and like pressing play on his laptop.
I mean, I do think that that is like a more impressive feat than riding across Australia or whatever it was that he did late last year.
Because he did it assisted?
I don't know, because I mean, hopefully his DJing was more than just like beat matching on Tractor or something. You know, DJing's not easy. Keeping the people hyped and entertained is not easy, especially and DJing like during the day when people are kind of more milling about, I feel like is actually harder. Yeah,
Lifetime just needs like, it needs a Finsty DJ set, a Borstelman DJ set.
Yeah, you know who they'll get to DJ will be Ted King.
A good one.
You know who would be, wait, Lifetime Grand Prix. I like how the leaderboard is just like a picture. It's not interactive. Like the leaderboard that's up from last year is just a picture of a chart. It's like that's not like high quality. Like it's a little pixelated. Like I don't know. I feel like I should be able to run my mouse over it and like other information pop up. But
since Mazda stepped away as a partner, they've focused a lot of the creative budget on having a video uploaded within 48 hours that consisted of 50% of pre-filmed bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I do like the videos, by the way, but it's just like a very funny thing to just continue to hit people over the head with. And it's like,
48 hours.
Just like upload like a bunch of shit and I'll watch it all. Like, just, I don't know. It's just very funny.
there is like a dearth of it. Like we do, even if it seems like there's a lot, we do need more. No, you know who would DJ the I think Alexis Skarda. She's in the hit squad. She's like a mountain biker to gravel pipeline. She like there was a video of her and Sarah Sturm and someone else riding together. It was like girls' day out. It was cool, and Alexis Skarda was like in Ableton, like making beats or something like that. I forgot about that. Was cool. She probably I think there was footage of her DJ. There's like a at this is how you know I'm like a real like terminally online head. Was that there was the video it's isn't it Big Sugar because it's like the end of the quote unquote season, and um they have like a party there or something at Big Sugar, and I think she was DJing or something like that.
You're listening to the Holy Spirit of Gravel podcast. Follow at Holy Spirit of Gravel on Instagram. Make sure to smash that YouTube subscribe button like you are smashing mad watts on your sad stationary bike setup.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
of
I
course,
heard it.
again, none of it is as vibey. None of it looks like a boiler room production the way that the Hills website made
In
it look.
America, all we're gonna get is a Keegan Swenson emo screamo pop punk DJ set at Unbound or something.
Oh, have I told you about my Keegan Swenson like Instagram DMing? So like
What's up?
once a week I send him like music on Spotify, just a track. I just send him a track, and like he hasn't blocked me yet. I've sent him maybe like 3-4 songs, and it says seen. They've not been liked, they've not been hearted, no response, but it just says seen, and I haven't been blocked yet. So I'm not sure if he follows me or not. I don't think he does, but yeah, and I'm sending him stuff that's like so it's a little bit, you know, more modern than what he's listening to, and a little less on like the pop punk emo, a little more kind of like modern hardcore stuff and modern like post punk. So it's kind of in the same family but a little branched. I'm not like negging him or anything. I'm just kind of doing it till like he blocks me. But he hasn't yet.
Yeah, I'm sure that the Hit Squad media coach is just, really just
The one that's seeing this, yeah.
Yeah. The one that like AI generates his captions or something, or I mean, very funny captions. I mean, yeah. Great guy. Super talented.
I'm just writing on a notepad right now that I need to remember to figure out what my password is to the Holy Spirit account.
Yeah.
But I need to figure it out before I make my full pivot to memefluencer.
Yeah, I think like your true final, like the project is somehow becoming a normie privateer or something, since like results don't matter because we can't even see like who's winning in any of these websites anyway, so it clearly doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, if any listeners out there, want to drop a line to Gérard Freixes, and yeah, get me, I can let me get a bike flights discount code to fly my bike out. Let me get like some entries into these things. I can get some follower to like, lend me a couch in Girona or something like that. I can probably mooch my way into something over there. Yeah,
it'd be cool if like you just gave up all of your gravel cred because some Chinese bike manufacturer was just like really trying to break into the market and misidentified your reach, and was just like, yeah, 150K for the year. We just needed you to do your thing, and then everyone hated you.
Oh, I'd take it in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, if that's a better deal than a Lav for a state, or who else is out there?
Canyon. Dude, do they have canyons in Europe?
Oh
Or
yeah.
are they like, okay,
I think Canyon is German.
But I mean, this is how American I am. I thought there's only canyons in Arizona and California.
Man, they went on there was like a Reddit post that like chewed up Canyon for being like everything on there is proprietary and they won't sell you replacement parts or so. I have no idea how true that is. It was just interesting.
This is it. I've finally had it with Canyon.
Yeah, some guy like broke his fork and they wouldn't let him. Like, I don't know. My dad was telling me about it. He was deeply concerned, even though it's like when your dad is like retired and you've gotten him into gravel, which is the case for me. I got him into it, and yeah, he's on the gravel cycling subreddit, and like no plans were. He's never gonna get a Canyon bike, But
Dude, Canyon sponsors some great riders. Matthew Vanderpool, vegan cyclists, bros ride bikes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, vegan cyclist actually rode not far from here this past weekend. There's some like ultra, I don't know if this counts as ultra endurance, but an endurance race outside of Fredericksburg, Texas. He did like 200 miles and he showed up and ate a whole bunch of like overnight oats and apples and bananas the morning of. And he had some like his like protege or whatever this kid is with him, like pulling for him, and then he dropped him to get the FKT on this route. I don't really know. It was an Instagram story thing.
Dude, all I'm getting is like maybe the theme is just that we're only going to know more about European gravel if one of the like very normal American YouTubers goes over there and just, film some stuff, but we just won't know until that happens. Like one of those, how there's all those YouTube channels of just guys who used to be fat and then they became like Cat 2 and they're just obsessed with like, I rode behind a Williams brother is like all of their YouTube videos, but maybe they'll get into gravel. Maybe they'll get into gravel. I don't know. Like we really just need more gravel.
I think it's becoming, I mean, it's crazy how like the Lifetime Grand Prix is so young. This is what, it's third year, whatever. And there's already privateers that are like being like, you know what? I'm not doing the Lifetime Grand Prix this year. So I can go and do Trakka and the Rift. And I'll come back for Unbound. And then I'll go back out to do migration gravel or whatever. Like it's definitely I don't know. I mean, it's just the sport's so young and it's evolving so quickly. And I do think brands are figuring out still what people like you and I are like willing to keep up with, because we are the target audience, I guess. I mean, we're the people that actually buy stuff.
I believe one day every child will have a set of Pas Normal or MAP bibs, before the age of 2. And that much like they love, I don't know, they don't like LeBron anymore, but who do kids love? Wemby? I don't know. They're all going to have posters of John Borstelman in their rooms.
Yeah. That is the dream. John Borstelman or Brennan Wirtz? Two different people.
Daxton Mock is surging right now with Gen Alpha.
Hey, I gotta respect Morgan Aguirre, American who's out there doing her thing in Europe, missing a cleat for 50K.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got.
Yeah, I can't stand to look at the Lifetime Grand Prix website anymore, so.